Well, it's October 30th, and I'm here to tell you Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I hope all the spirits are good to you. Yeah, if you have children, I hope you are enjoying a happy Halloween weekend with trunk or treats and going around trick or treating. Enjoy the time with your little kids because they won't stay little, and one day you'll miss having the opportunity to do it. So, best wishes to all of you on this exciting night for children, no doubt. Our main topic tonight is talking about the secrets, the key ingredients that people need to be able to keep their business running for decades and decades. And so we're going to call that staying in business for the long haul, is what we'll be calling this, the long haul, meaning staying in business a long, long time. My name is Steve Carver. I'm in Dunn, North Carolina, which is right kind of in the center of the state on Interstate 95, about 100 miles from the ocean, 100 miles from the Piedmont area, and another 100 miles to the mountains. So we do serve the whole state with these broadcasts, and certainly do appreciate y'all being on board with us tonight. This is my presentation number 1215. What I am is a fellow that's been in business for 66 years and counting. I still serve customers nationwide every day, along with our webinar businesses that we do. And I'm just glad to share wisdom, techniques, strategies that hopefully will make your business life be easier and more profitable. I am not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. I'm just a fellow here offering free advice to try to help you get along. As always, my first free advice is get a second or a third opinion before you make real serious decisions affecting your security or your future. And we're so fortunate in North Carolina to have small business centers located at each one of the community colleges. And while their offices are at the community college, they're not there for the college students. College students are welcome to participate, but the offices are located there to help you and grow your business, start your business with vital information, free advice, always confidential, and very importantly, at no charge. So to get professional advice at no charge is a good deal, no doubt. Tonight, we're sponsored by the director of the Small Business Center at Bladen Community College in Dublin, North Carolina, and she also has an office in Elizabethtown. Terry Dennison is a wonderful director, a absolutely delightful individual that you will love to meet. He's got a lot of personality and a wealth of knowledge on how to make things go better for you as a small business person as you're getting started. You will absolutely treasure meeting her, and she'll look forward to serving you. Her phone number is 910-879-5572. And she'd love to hear from you, set up an appointment, or if you want me to help you set up an appointment, just go over to your chat board, mention in there that you'd like for me to do that, and we'll be happy to get you in touch. So let's make that happen for Terry. This is my first time and Terry's first time serving together. She just took her job fairly recently. I've worked with Bladen County small business people for 19 plus years in the entrepreneur world, and then 50 some years as a farm equipment dealer. So I'm well familiar with Bladen County and have hundreds of friends in that area. I will be keeping attendance records throughout our course, because if you attend five of the 8 sessions, you automatically qualify for a certificate, and then you can qualify for others later on. We've just finished a series last week, and I wanted to honor the folks who excelled in that and completed it. The first in class in our last course was Sherry McQuarrie in Charlotte. She's a promising young author who's working on her books, and just so proud of her. Here's my picture with Sherry and receiving her certificate last week in Elizabethtown. Also finishing the course was Christy Ellinger, also finishing the course and being elevated to to a Master 1 member of the Academy is Edna Jackson, and she's with us tonight. So here's a hand for Edna. Glad to have you with us. Thank you very much. Good to have you on board. Sonia Roberts is also with us. She finished the class in style, and she's been a previous first-in-class winner, and she is advanced now to associate member of the Academy. David Engel over in the mountains became a Master 1 member. Mary Young, an associate member. Sam Parker, a Academy associate. Tracy McLeod, course completion. McDana Bevins, course completion. DeAndre Peterson became an associate. Sarita Sampson is our senior master's member of the Academy, and she is a Master's 12, which means that she has completed at least 14 classes and keeps coming back and helps us all the time. Lynette Barber is now a associate of the Academy, and at our function last Thursday night in Elizabethtown, in Clinton, Lynette Barber performed for us and sang a hymn, and it was absolutely beautiful and inspiring. Thank you very much, Lynette. Mikhail Boykin was with us last week in Clinton. She's got a certificate for completion. Kevin Commel from Charlotte, a brand new business person, a member of the Academy now, with his new online service company for entrepreneurs is Virtual Monarch. So congratulations, Kevin. So we just had a really good crowd, lots of people graduating into the Academy, lots of people finishing the course. So real proud of them, and we try now to go over to our Facebook page and start sponsoring your businesses. Lots of good people, friendly people, and I want to tell each one of y'all that are new to an Academy series, we're looking forward to working with you and helping you and promoting your business. The whole purpose for the Academy is mutual helpfulness. So that's what we're all about. If you signed up early, then you've been emailed study guides. If you did not sign up early and we didn't have your email address, then I will email the study guides to you tomorrow. But the one number 1215, always in our sessions, the study guide with a number is the one that's basically the talking points of the lesson. So if you don't print one out in advance to make notes on, that would be the best one to do. The other study guides are very valuable and they'll come in handy for you. I'll talk about them a little bit later. I'm sending them to you, and I will each week. While this is an intro session tonight, it won't be as long as they usually are. So you have a little bit of extra time this weekend to look over those study guides, and I really want to encourage you to do it because they will help you throughout the rest of the sessions. But even though we have an agenda, talking points that we're going to try to cover, it's really important that I want you to know that these classes are designed to suit your needs. And I like to customize them. I like to hear from you individuals with what you're doing. Just like Jerome just shared with me, he wants to start a brakes and tire shop. The more information I can get in from you guys and get a feel for where you're at, what your next steps might be, the better we can serve you, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So ask questions. If you have certain topics that you really would like some more information on, let me know. Just put it over in chat or send me an email. Let me know what the next steps that you need to take are. And by golly, we'll do all that we can to make this work for you to be a very rewarding and a beneficial time for you in your business life. So know that I always want to hear from you by email and chat. And I am one of the few instructors that try to stay in touch with you and help you move forward a lot further on than just these simple classes that we do one night a week. So to earn your certificate, an achievement certificate, all you have to do is attend 5 or more classes. You don't have to do any homework. Just attend the classes and stay with us at least an hour for each one. I hope you'll stay for the whole time. But if you attend 5 or more classes, you automatically earn a certificate, and we'll print it, send it to you by mail, and not charge you a penny for it. You'll be very proud of it. To join the academy, you need to graduate. That is, attend the classes, do some homework, and I'll send you homework assignments with your study guides each week. And they're very, very easy to do. It's just a matter of you determining that you actually are in the mood to move forward. And if that's the case, then we're going to help you go as much as you like. We also have extra mile certificates and ways to earn those that are being sent to you. So we'll look forward to any of you that want to do that. We'll be glad to. Those of you that have attended previous classes and already have completed these duties, just send me copies of your work. You don't have to do it again, and I'll give you credit for it in this class. So the main topic for the next 8 weeks is staying in business for the long haul. I've been in business for 66 years, and most people say that's a pretty long haul, Steve. But you know what? I was able to sell my main business a few months ago, and the people that bought it have hired me to stay on board and help them a while longer. So I'm still cooking with them, plus doing the things that I've always done before. So I think I am qualified to help you with the long haul, having been continuous for 66 years, having sold 3 businesses in the past, and helping maybe several hundred start new businesses. So let's talk about this a little bit. It's really challenging, and it's also fun to be a small business entrepreneur. But there's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of struggles that make a lot of people not make it but just a few months or a few years in business. But some manage to stay in business for decade after decade, and we're really focusing on them. And that's what we want to determine. What sets these businesses apart? What makes them different? What can we see that they're doing that we can do in our businesses to help our business for the long haul? A little bit about me for those that this is your first time, and we're glad to have at least 3 or 4 with us tonight. We started our business my daddy actually started the business. I was 12 years old in 1959. He borrowed $3,000 from my grandmother in a mason jar, cash money out of the yard, put it with 2 other partners, and started a farm equipment dealership. That was in 1959, and he worked in it as hard as a guy can work for all his life, and passed away in 1981. At that point in time, I was a traveling salesman for the company, but it was time for me to put my big boy pants on and start the management, and it was a tough ride. He had taught me a lot, but an early death left lots to be learned. I worked it hard for 27 years, and a buyer came along that said he wanted to buy it, and financed it for him, and he went bankrupt in a year and a half in 2008, which a lot of companies went bankrupt. But at any rate, I took it back over as a .com company. I didn't open it back up as a bricks and mortar dealership. I opened it back up as a .com company, carverequipment.com, and ran it for 17 more years, really good years. And last January, a wonderful Sampson County couple, Kyle and Jesse, bought the carverequipment.com from me, and they're running it now and doing really well. I'm so proud of them. And they have hired me to help them with customer service and other chores as needed. So worked out pretty good in the transition, which is a topic that we'll talk about later in the series. But just looking back from the long haul, in 1959, when this business was started, Interstate 95 was a dirt road right here in eastern North Carolina. So when we were first opening our business, we rode up from Fayetteville on that dirt road, Interstate 95, to come to Dunn. Seen a lot of changes through all those years, and just as all of you. So how about over in your chat board, those of you that can, just tell me yes or no if you were even born in 1959. Just a yes or a no. Were you alive and kicking in 1959 when we were first getting started in business? There's Kelly says, not quite. Okay, I understand. Anyone else want to kick in? Who was alive and kicking in 1959? Okay, make those chat boards work now. Throughout this series, we're going to use them a lot, okay? So back then in 59, we were still taking mules in on trades. Many farmers in eastern North Carolina did not have a tractor. but they did have mules, and we were taking mules in on trade. So that gives you a little slice of life on how long we've been around in business. This is a photograph of my dad and his brother Robert, who also worked in the company. His name is J. Alvis Carver, a really great salesman, a U.S. Coast Guard veteran of World War II, active in the American Legion, active in Democratic politics, but mainly a salesperson, just loved to do business and had thousands of friends, which I'm glad to say because of the long haul, they were friends of mine, and their children are still doing business with us. Here's an old-timey picture of a farm family, and that's my family. We are from the sand hills of southern Cumberland County, and the Hope Mills area is where I started my life, and that's where our family farms were, and this is our family. My grandmother here on the left, Geneva Carver. Our tractors back then didn't look like tractors now. This is one of our popular tractors. We called it a grasshopper, the Model G, and it was just a streamlined tractor made for cultivating and light work. This is the tractor we had on our farm, an Alice Chalmers B model. First tractor I ever crawled on was one just like this, and we cranked it up with a hand crank in the front, just like old-timey cars. The combines that you see out in the fields today, huge, great big machines. Well, back when we started, this is what a combine looked like, a harvester, self-propelled, pull-type, not self-propelled, but a pull-type harvester to pick small grain and corn. The combines then were replaced with these that look kind of similar to what we have now. But I sold hundreds of these type combines over a 25, 30-year period. This one was one of the latest ones that I sold, $14,000. It was a 4-row machine. Today, this machine, instead of selling for $14,000, would probably sell for around $600,000. Is that a change or what? Big difference. Our tractors looked like this, and we had a lot of customers who kept these Alice Chalmers tractors. And in time, Alice Chalmers got bought up and split up like so many companies do, but now they're coming back as a historical heirloom, and lots of people are collecting them. Diversification will be coming up a lot in our conversation throughout this course. Being willing to diversify gives you the chance to serve more customers and more communities and different businesses at different times of the year. My dad was good at this. He taught me always to have my radar on what we needed to do next. And so we were the first ones in the Raleigh area, Raleigh, North Carolina area, to start selling rough terrain forklifts. That's what this is called, Alice Chalmers rough terrain. And because we were first on board with a really good, affordable machine, we sold hundreds of them. When Raleigh started its boom, when all those apartment buildings, subdivisions were being built, I was out there selling forklifts, and that really helped our business start growing. But back to our roots was tobacco. Tobacco was the lifeblood of our business when we first got started, as it was the community. And all those tobacco barns that you see out in the fields now as you ride up down the rural roads, this is what they used to look like from July to September, and that was that smoke coming out of them because they were full of flue-cured tobacco, and the smell was so good. Those barns were replaced with what is called bulk barns, which are still being used, and we were the first dealer in our region to start selling and delivering and servicing bulk barns. Diversification kept us going. We sold tobacco harvesters instead of walking along on your hands and knees and putting your tobacco in sleds. We sold a harvester that you could harvest on it, send it up elevator to the top, and other people up top would put it stringing on the sticks, and then it would go to the tobacco barns. No one hardly ever used irrigation before 1959. A few people did with ponds and ditches and small sprinklers, but we introduced what was called the big volume gun. We could set up an irrigation gun out in the middle of a field, and it would water 3 acres right by itself. Saved a lot of labor. It was very popular. Sold hundreds and thousands of these. Also, at this point in time, this was the era when the center pivot irrigation systems, like you see out west, started becoming popular in the east. We took on the very best brand, the Valley irrigation system brand, which is still considered the premier brand, and sold these for a number of years, introduced them to Eastern North Carolina. Things were really changing on the farm, and especially the produce area that we live in here in the eastern part of the state. Our produce, sweet potatoes, cucumbers, peppers, okra, and tomatoes, and on. Our farmers really started upping the scale on the produce, and so when we first got started, there probably wasn't but 25 produce growing farmers in our area. Ended up probably by 1980 with several hundred. And if you've got a produce farm, you need a forklift. So we automatically were able to diversify and very easily take on material handling forklifts and sell them to our farmer customers. We had a unique market at the time. My friends, that's what I want you to do, is think about your market, what's unique about it, and what type of products or services can you add to help you go for the long haul. We were always open to adding on new brands. We added on international. Matter of fact, we were the last international dealer that ever was. After we signed up with them, cotton picking stockholders decided they wanted to be bought by Case, and we didn't want to be a Case dealer. We already had one in our area, so we were not an international dealer a long time, but developed some real good customers. Same thing with Ford. We added on Ford. Before you knew it, it was Ford New Holland. That was a good switch for us because they sold a diversity of products. We started a grass mowing company in the late 70s, late 80s. Really grew huge. We mowed over 3,000 apartments every week in 21 different towns in North Carolina. We were the first major grounds maintenance company to operate in multiple cities in the state that I'm aware of. And I had a huge business that did real well, but diversification was really driving us forward and helping us. New Holland came out with a really good skid steer loader. We capitalized on it, had a good price on it, good name brand. The key in adding products is try to add good name brands. We ended up this item, and the forklifts helped us get rental fleet started. So we got the rental business, the leasing business, which proved to be very, very good for us. Again, diversification. And then the best thing that ever came our way was the Kubota franchise became available. Kubota tractors are still a major player. They're the orange tractors, and the unique thing about it was Alice Chalmers was the exact same color. So we've always had orange paint running in our veins. And Kubota just really helped us because this timing, again, diversification and timing, helped us go onto the internet. When we entered internet marketing in the early 80s, Kubota was our main push because Kubota had a worldwide reputation of not hardly ever needing any service or having warranty claims. So they were accepted. You didn't have to buy it from somebody right around the corner where you were running back and forth to for parts and service all the time. And to go on the internet with Kubota, we were the first dealer to do it east of the Mississippi and east of the Mississippi River and the whole eastern United States. We started creating a huge customer base, and this is in the mid-'80s again. They're still with us. We're still doing business with these folks. So that's the long haul. What it's about, you need a good product, good service you depend on. And we sold their entire product line and lots of them, lots of different stuff. Had a whole fleet of backhoes, had at least probably 800 Kubota backhoes in our rental fleet, and served us real well in the customers. And the nice thing about that diversity was we were able to tell our customers, after 2 years, if you want to get you a new one, pay a little bit of the upfront money, get you a brand new machine, your payment can stay the same. That was a good marketing tool. Tip to you guys, we got to keep looking for the marketing tools that'll help you move forward with your products. Kawasaki was a major brand, so I hope you're seeing some brand names here that maybe you're familiar with, even though you didn't think you knew anything about the equipment business. These are products that are going to people's homes or farms or ranches, and it's things that people want, and it's things that people need, which we'll say that a whole lot in our series. Niche markets are really good, but you got to be careful not to be targeting at such a small niche market that you can't get enough volume to create profits. So we got into the specialized vegetable digging equipment. This is a little potato digger that still popular nationwide. We'll sell 50 or 60 of these a year, and probably the largest single dealer that sells these. This is a product made in North Carolina. We did a good job. That's a seeder for people seeding pastures. Sickle bar mowers have become maybe one of our primary implements. Very few dealers sell them. A lot of customers love them, which opens up a niche market for those that are willing to go after it. Contracting, maybe you have an interest in government contracting or other type of contracting. We did that. I know how to do it. I can do it today. I can help you with it. We started up another DBA doing business as SC Services, and also served the U.S. Army, the Federal Aviation Commission, served the Army with doing motor pool work at Fort Bragg and janitorial work. Also for the FAA, we mowed the grass fields and the runway areas at the airports and in Fayetteville and in Raleigh, and I think at Kinston, but I'm not sure. But did these for 12, 15 years, really good contracts, enjoyed the learning experience. But when we took on Kubota and the internet business exploded so well, we started dropping some of these DBAs so that we could focus on our Kubota and our lease and rental fleet. Our commercial lawn masters DBA helped us generate lots of cash, sell lots of equipment, give employment to a lot of people who needed employment. Very challenging work, and we were looking forward to not having to stay with that a long time. So we were able to replace that income stream with one that brought us in a lot more money for a lot less work. We made that change. There are times that you hold them, and there are times that you fold them. So that's what we did here. So in 2009, we had 50 years under our belt, and we had that celebration, which that's 5 decades, okay? In 2019, we went right on into that and celebrated 60 years in business. I'm very proud of that. So very few companies can do that. And now our company looks like this on the internet instead of all this equipment parked out in front of the company. Now our equipment looks like this on the internet at basically no stocking charge compared to having millions of dollars in inventory before. So more turnover, less debt related to it. That's a good move. That's diversification that you want. So with all these different products now that I just mentioned to you, lots and lots of different products. And if you go to our website right now, this is exactly what you will see. All these different products mean that we have got a lot of different things to sell to a lot of different customers all year round. Equals good cash flow. We ship nationwide. We may have all very good payment plans for people, diversification in ways to make it easy for people to do business with you. This is a picture of the fellow who and his wife who bought our business. Is Kyle Smith in Clinton, North Carolina. He is CarverEquipment.com now, and I'm happy to keep working with him. This is him and his wife Jessie and their baby, and another baby on the way. She now works with Kyle in the business, and again, I'm real proud of a young family in their 30s now, pushing to hopefully run Carver Equipment another 66 years, and that's longevity. That's the long haul. That company has 17 primary profit centers, 10 more profit centers, total of 27, plus parts sales for all 27. All those diversifications of things to sell is the key to longevity here, and I want you to really let that sink in. We got 27 things that people need, and because we sell parts for all those implements, we have we got 27 things that people want, which are the implements, and then we got all those items with things that people need, which would be the parts for them, add up to a good continuous cash flow. In good times and in bad times, that's when we have to worry about staying in business. And in the bad times, when the economy is bad or cash flow is this or your competitors are eating you up, if you got things that you're selling and providing that people need, they're going to come see you. On good days and bad days, if they need it, they'll come buy it from you. That means you will have cash flow when other people do not. And if you have people coming to buy things from you all the time, and you have things that people want, they're not buying a lot of it because you don't have things that people want that are connected to the things they need. And again, that's going to help your company have stability. Let that sink in, please, because it's very, very important. Just drink of water. The sign says it's all about you, and it is all about you. Reminding you again, ask the questions that you want about anything in business. You are the primary reason we do this. You're the most important person in the room. What are your next things that you need to take care of? Do you have a business plan? Do you have a marketing plan? Do you want some help with that now? Or do you want to wait till January when we start a new series that's basically all about the fundamentals of starting the business from A to Z? So we'll have another course that cranks up in January that helps you actually do those fundamentals one step at a time. But if you don't want to wait till then, you let me know and I'll start sending you material to help you get started, and we'll work on it one-on-one the best we can. No charge. I'm here to help you. Take advantage of it. The main Smart Street business skills list, 40 of them, will be one of your study guides I'm sending to you. Really important, because if you spend the time to own these, to paraphrase them, to make them part of your tool belt, it will help you from day one, every day for the rest of your business life. In January, when we do the new series, we'll focus on them one at a time and talk about them one at a time. But right now, this is an advanced course, so we won't worry about the core topics. But I'm sending them to you anyway, so if you want to get started on that, we can do that. In talking about how to help your business stay in business for years and years, we'll have 7 additional more classes, and we'll break it down into different main talking points. But as I've just said, we can interject and add other items into this. I'll be talking about your individual businesses, what you appreciate, what you need, how you would like for us to promote your business. We'll do that just like we did at the start of the program for the people that completed last session. And look forward to working with you. So y'all just get ready to send me information about yourself and your business. But we don't have these other topics that we'll focus on as the main talking points. In each session, we'll take a few minutes to have chat sessions, and that is I am encouraging you to use the chat board here, and I'm encouraging you to get used to sending emails. I'm encouraging you to get used to opening yourself up and starting to communicate as a salesperson, selling yourself and your business. This is as good a place as any to get the start. So I see that some of you are sending messages back and forth now. I'll leave that open for y'all to do even during the session. You can chit-chat about this, or you can send private messages. You can get each other's email addresses and do what you'd like. At any rate, we're here to help each other, and the best way that we can start doing that is to feel good about communicating. So we'll be asking questions and sharing with each other, and I'll encourage you to do that in each class. We'll talk about some basic fundamentals in each class coming forward. Networking ideas that y'all are sharing now. AI and what it means to the small business owner. Artificial intelligence was important a year ago, and it was important 6 months ago, and we heard a lot about it on TV. 3 months ago, we were hearing more, but during the last 3 weeks, have y'all all noticed how there's not a single newscast that is not involved in artificial intelligence? Hundreds of thousands of people are getting laid off or their jobs being replaced by artificial intelligence. What's the long-term effects of that? But what I want us to consider is what is the effects on us as brand new businesses, and mostly right now, my friend, because we're just getting started and we can adapt. We are to use AI for our benefits, make it work for us, and figure out the ways that we can do that. So I'll be asking y'all are you experimenting with artificial intelligence? What are you doing? How is it helping you? Do you have any comments that you'd like to share about artificial intelligence? And I need for you to send that on to me so I can share it with the class. Now, of course, in each class, at the end of the class, we'll have a time that everyone is invited to turn on the microphone and talk about whatever topics that you want to. Each class will come up with some points about customer service, because AI is brand new, it's important, it is the future, but it does not replace customer service, and it does not replace hospitality. So in this series, for the long haul, we're going to talk about customer service. We're going to talk about hospitality. Right in there as we're talking about the brand new modern artificial intelligence ingredients. And to put icing on the cake, I want and strive and pray that through this series, each one of you will start to know that you are building a legacy right now. And I want your legacy, and I want you to want to be in a league of your own. That is, you're going to learn to do things special that make you better, that make your company a better company that lives on with a greater legacy, and become a league in your own. So in each class, we'll take a few minutes to talk about that. So our first divisive topic that we'll begin with next week is going to be about diversified marketing, not just diversity, but in marketing. So why would we want to do that? Why do you want to know about that? Being diversified and being able to get the message out to the world. One of your fellow classmates told me today in an email, Steve, I think I've got a good thing going on here, but I just don't quite know how to get this message out to the world to let other people know about it. And that is so important to do that. Hey, Jerome, I see your picture there. Good to have you on with us. All right. Expanding your reach through diversified marketing is really, really important. So, yeah, you've got some good things, but we need to get it out with different ways. We're going to find out that there's different generations that we need to do marketing for. So there's a lot of different tools that we need to send that out there. And then in another week, we're going to learn how to create our marketing plans and strategies so that it affects the different generations as well. We have to watch what the marketing trends are because they change. Just like I mentioned with AI is affecting the way that I market my programs and equipment right now. So we have to adjust those strategies and learn how to go about it. And technology, not only AI, but so many automation, other things are happening all the time. So we'll be taking a look at that and discussing how we can diversify our marketing strategies to better push our company forward with more sales and, of course, more profits. Diversification, the thing to put in your pipe and smoke on it, is the more you diversify, the more we spread our risk. We have a huge risk in our business of can we sell a lot of stuff of a good volume over a large area all year long? That's a risk we're taking. And diversification helps lower that risk and spread it out over more markets and more people. And that's why we're going to do it, okay? We are going to diversify. The following week, we're going to talk about customer relationships. Yeah, we can say customer service and we can say hospitality, and yeah, we won't repeat customers, but we're going to take it further than that, because in customer relationships, I want you actually to put it in the frame of it, something you're going to manage, something that you have a dedicated priority to manage your customer relationships. The advice that we're going to offer you is, and dig deep into it, is making it personal. I don't want us to think about doing business as it's just another dollar bill. It's just another dollar bill that we'll take in and spend somewhere else, so we just need to keep them coming in. That's not the way the Academy wants you to think. We want to think of making it personal in that Every customer is important. We're going to build our business one customer at a time. We don't get the information, put them in our database, and we can stay in touch with them year after year after year. If you want to be in business just to sell a customer one thing this year and never see them again, then the state fair is just ended. That's a one time a year business. Our business is to stay profitable and go forward, need repeat business. We need to think about prioritizing retention. That is to say that we're going to have a priority on how we're keeping these customers. Once we get them into the database, it's just not we're going to forget them, send them an email out and then. No, we're going to do serious thinking about making sure we're staying in touch with them in a way that's going to help us retain them. And then there's the RLC. The RFC. And I'd like for you to go to the chat board right now. Just type in the 3 letters RFC. What does that do for you? The RFC helps you remember that raving fan customers are the very best customers that you can have. And they don't happen right by themselves. And I'll teach you how to create them because you have to do it. But raving fan customers are that group of customers that go out in the world, actually go out in the world and promote your business. They love you. They love your business. They want you to do well, and they want it so badly they go out and tell other customers, tell their friends and their neighbors, their associates, they need to do business with you. You see what good that can do for you? Those are the people that will brag on you and help you stay in business a long, long time ago. I looked at a printout of our recent of our sales so far this year nationwide today. And I noticed that out of that printout, and I was probably looking at maybe 100 to 200 different names, that just looking down the names, I recognized over 65% of those names, which tells me that our business right now is running 65% on raving fan customers that keep coming back. And the good news is we've got 40-some% of all new customers that can become raving fan customers. So that is a tangible example of how important it is that we dig deep into how to do relationship management with our customers. On the next week, we're going to look at marketing and advertising for long-term results. Now, it's real easy for us to think about marketing and advertising to survive this week or to survive this year because we have to do that. And I'm not taking any importance away from what's happening right now. Let's get that order right now and get them to come on. Let's do business right now. But I am also going to tell you something that I've realized recently. We can build in certain phrases and pictures or videos into our ads right now that not only serve what's happening today, but also building in messages for the long term. Yes, indeed. And that is a huge advantage if you know how to do that. And I want to teach you to create ads that work for you now, but also work for you for years to come. And we do that with actually having a strategy and developing that among ourselves. We do that with doing the market research to find out what people are looking for in the long term and how to address that in our messaging. We look at knowing that our brands are important, our brand names, and our reputation is important. So the messaging that we send out helps people see that we're here for the long term. For years, we used the slogan at Carver Equipment, since 1959, service that satisfies. That's just a simple, subtle message. But the reading between the lines tells a new shopper, hey, these people have been here a long time. They know how to do things. So I can be with them for the long haul because if they've been here that long, they're going to be here a lot of years to come. Just simple little messages can send encouragement to people to know that you're going to be here for them for the long time. So your reputation You do things wrong, it gets out on the internet, things go south in a hurry. You've got to guard it like an army. You can't take chances with your reputation on the internet. Because unlike just doing business in a small town, where you have just gossip going around maybe, but on the internet, things can go in a hurry, and you know that as well as anybody. Or things on Facebook and other social media can just explode on people and really hurt their businesses. So you have to really be careful for that. I want us to have an internet presence, as I talk about it all the time, and you do too. But I also want you to know there is no doubt. I want you to have a foundation point within your community, within your region. People know that you're here, you're real, you're just not a page on a website. You're real people, you have a real place, do business with real people, you're active in your community, they know it, and they can identify with you. That's a huge deal for the long term. Stability, endurance goes a long, long way for you. The next week, 4 cornerstones of business stability and sustainability. 4 different things that we can't not talk about individually. And they're so important for us. And you'll enjoy this. We're going to talk about leadership that you're showing as an individual leader in your own business with the decision making that you're doing. Because your leadership and decision automatically is projected out into the world as what your company is about. It all starts with you, though. So we have to focus on being the best leaders we can be. We have to focus on making sure we got enough money in the bank and enough credit lines that we can handle problems as they come along. And you do that with smart budgeting. And if budgeting is kind of new to you, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, let me know over in chat or send me an email, and I'll go ahead and send you some information on our January 1st course that is starting giving you some insight into how to get your budgeting mindset working. We got to be open to innovation. We got to be open to adaptability. No doubt about it, open to innovation. Changes are coming, and if you're set in your ways or stuck in the rut, you're not going to be able to stay in business for the long haul. We have to adapt to what's going on and be flexible. Customer-centric is a term that's used in the industry. Simply says is customer first. You're going to have a structured priority in what you're doing in your business that always reminds you and the customer that they are the most important people. No one is more important in our business than our customer. Not you, not your sales team, not your service team, not your bookkeepers. Businesses don't stay in business without customers. And sometimes we get to the point that we lose sight of that. We're doing real good. We think we're real important. We're the big pro. But the bottom line is it's going to always come back to that customer staying with you and that customer relationship that you build. Hope you can see that we got some really good and exciting topics to talk about for the next few weeks. The following week, we're going to talk about taking big risk. Maybe none of us want to take big risks, but you will do it. You remember all those changes, all those products, new products that we added all through the years that I showed you earlier? That was all about showing you that if you're going to diversify and add items, you're going to take some risk. And sometimes they're really big risks. Every time we added a different product line, that meant putting in another many thousands of dollars worth of inventory and parts, almost always with borrowed money. And it was a big risk. So why in the world do you want to do that? Because that's what it takes to stay in business for the long haul. But my job is to tell you that big risk can be handled if you've got big risk management programs, big risk management strategies. We got to take the risk, but I want you to take them not before you're ready, and to know that you can handle them. So it's all about having a diverse income stream, to know that these new risks coming in, you can handle it. It's always to know that whatever setbacks that you have, you've got a plan B, a risk management plan B to get you through it. And also understanding that whatever the risk is, you can think about it with a business management skills to mitigate the damage they'll do to you. This is called forecasting and negotiating. In our basic business skills, it's forecasting and negotiating, and you can do this. You can think about it. And once I can understand what maybe the major risks are in your particular business, and you share that with us in class or with me otherwise, we can help you determine what best risk management tools to use to help you get through this. Then we're going to look at what has been just so eye-opening for me during the last few months, and we'll call this week the generational thing. And the generational thing is huge. I want to tell you that we all, me included, and you, we live in our own bubbles. There's no doubt about it. We've grown our own ruts. We are a certain age with certain age families, with certain age friends, and we watch certain programs on TV, and we have different ways of looking at, thinking about doing things. That's just nature. I don't expect anyone who is in their 20s and 30s to think like and solve problems like I do at 78. When we open our eyes and our brain and our mindset up to the point that that's the way our customer base is, a huge variety of different generations who look at things differently. And if we are sending our messages to them strictly from our own bubble perspective, we're probably not turning them on, and maybe turning them off or not doing anything with them, and we're certainly not getting their business. So it's my job to help us consider, as we're reaching out to our customer base, to remember there's different generations out there, and to put the messages in our messaging and our marketing that will tweak the bells for the different generations, or maybe even in just prepare different messages for each generation. I think we're seeing a lot of that on television now. I think we're seeing a lot of different products, automobiles, for example, eyeglasses, shoes. The different companies are using different messaging for different generations, and I want y'all to look out for that. This is going to be a huge, huge thing, and I think a lot of this is being brought on by the absolute artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is telling us all now, hey, you better ought to be thinking about this. It's a big deal. So here's old Papa Steve saying to it, hey, we need to be thinking about this. It's a big deal. Sending our marketing messages, understanding that the different generations will hear different ways of doing it. Next, our employees, or the people we're working with, our associates, our suppliers, our vendors, they're all different generations as well. And being wise enough, savvy enough to know that just because you have a consideration of something doesn't mean they consider it the same way. And they may be just as darn right as you are. It's not a right and wrong thing. It's just the way we consider the way it goes together. I love to cook. And I've been experimenting the last 2 or 3 months with chicken dumplings. And I have learned a lot of secrets about preparing my broth, about how much meat to leave in there, what temperature to boil them at, what types to use. And I use the type that you peel up out of the box and put over the pot, and you keep stirring. I've learned how important it is to keep stirring and not let them settle to the bottom with a hot pot. I had to throw a whole pot away one time when I got distracted. So I want to tell you that cooking these different sales, making a business work, is a lot like cooking chicken and dumplings. We got to put in one piece at a time and stir it around and make sure we're taking care of things as we go. And we don't walk away from it. We have to stay on top of it to make it work. Someday, you, like I, will be ready to sell your business. Maybe you'll be ready to sell it because you just want to retire, or maybe you want to cash out and take some money, or maybe you're just tired of messing with it, or maybe you're sick, or maybe you passed away. At some point in time, this business you're starting will need to be sold. So right now, we're going to think about looking to the long run, the long haul, and prepare our thoughts about how will we go about succession, that is giving our business to someone or having employees take it over, or bring in new managers and train them to do it, or just selling it to a new operator, or maybe just closing it down and selling off. So we'll talk about that because every one of us have to face that. And here's the message. You know it's coming, and if you have a plan preparing for it, no matter how good or bad or big or little the plan is better than no plan. It will make things go so much better at the end. And we're going to talk about the succession process. Now, later on in next spring, we'll have a whole series that's about how to prepare yourself to sell your business and different steps to go through. In this series, we're just going to talk about the early things that you can do and to be thinking about to help you with that process. So that's the generational change part. And then the last week, we'll wrap everything up, do some summary work and things like that. We'll have some certificates to hand out. But the last week is a fun week. We're going to be talking about legacy. And what is the legacy that you're writing right now? What is your exit strategy to move on? How are you going to be remembered? Your company and what you're doing. So making that plan, as I just mentioned, will be part of how we open up in that week. Then we're going to talk about balancing your work with your life. How important is that? Now, I'm a type A personality type person, and I used to look forward every morning at 4 and 5 o'clock to get up and running like a racehorse. I wanted to be at my office at 6 o'clock. I wanted to be the first person there and have the coffee made when the other employees came in at 7:30. That's the way I address my business for many decades. And I'd come in early, be the first one there and the last one to leave, and then I would go out into community with American Legion work and Chamber of Commerce work and other things that serve my community as well as my church. So the balance of your life and your business is so important right now for you to take serious concern about. So I just told you that, and I was not bragging because I was not a really good daddy for my 3 children at that time. I was spending all my time at work, weekends, at night. I almost didn't know my little kids as they were growing up. Now, I'll tell you right now that I've been a lot better granddaddy. I've learned my lessons. So I'm saying to you, yes, we have to work hard. But importantly, yes, we have to charge our batteries and find time for the other very important things in our life. Religion, family, love, devotion, endurance, and find times to charge our batteries every week and to look after those things. And in reality, if you do that, you will come back to work a more savvy, smarter person that will make better business decisions and fewer mistakes. So that's the advice this old codger is giving you. Balance, find that balance that makes it work. So at some point in time, wherever you are today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 25 years from now, 30 years from now, you want a business that you can look at every day and have in mind or on paper a good, sustainable business model. You want to show that you are on a course, you're continuing on it, because you want to be able to say to yourself, to your employees, to people looking at buying your business, here we are today and here's where we're headed and how we're going to get there. So few businesses do that. So when that day comes that they have to sell or have to exit, die, or leave everything to someone that has nothing to do with the business and try to figure it out, they got nothing to work with, therefore it turns into air. Not money, but air. And your legacy is gone, your reputation's gone, the business is gone. There's no money, nothing to leave to your heirs. That happens all the time. And I want you to be one of the entrepreneurs that says, hey, I'm not going to go that way. I don't do things different, okay? So that will be the last week that we talk about, and you'll really enjoy that week. So next week, and be thinking about this, and please, if you don't mind, go ahead and read your study guides that has been sent to you. Next week, it's all about diversified marketing strategies. That's what we're going to focus on. Save these study guides and look at the homework challenges. Have any questions about them, let me know. And I'm saying to you again, happy Halloween. So looking forward to the series. I really appreciate y'all tuning in with us, especially our new guest tonight. So glad to have you. And I appreciate you turning on your microphones and telling me what you think. Hello there, everybody.
Hello, Steve. This is a great start of the series. Enjoying it so far, taking notes and working on the guides, and hope everybody else is doing the same thing. This is awesome.
Thank you so much, Sonia. I appreciate you being with us. Jerome, glad that you made it in, and Kelly, I hope that you've enjoyed the program so far. Edna, good to have you back, and Sarita, as always, our Marquetta, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Steve, how you doing tonight?
Doing real well. I'm going to go in and eat me some chicken pastry in a few minutes.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is good. It took me about 5 tries, but I finally learned, I think, how to make it work.
Okay. I got the little seals today.
Did you really? Okay, good. I'm glad.
Well, have a good weekend. You
too. Well, as always, I like to we say to our family, good night, sweet dreams. God bless you and your family. I'm a firm believer in following Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I'm a sinner. I'm not proud of that, but I do feel good about asking for forgiveness and feel like He helps me in my business. Whoever you need to find inspiration from, or however you find it, let me encourage you to do it. Find time for yourself, be still, and know that you can't do everything right by yourself. All of us are encouraging you to be the best person you can be, and we're certainly pulling for you. So good night, and God bless you.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.